Well, it's been a little bit of time since Greg Weisman really did any talking directly about the future of Young Justice. And although there has been no official announcements, he did respond to a couple of tweets today, giving some indication on what his plans are for Season 5 and beyond, and some talk about Netflix, which we know has been a hot topic on this channel. So we're not going to waste any time and dive in. Now, we're all waiting for Young Justice to get some sort of announcement. Recently, Dead Boy Detectives moved over to Netflix, and that is the first sign that DC and Netflix are establishing a new relationship. And as we've talked many times, that is really good news for fans of Young Justice. Now, like I was saying, there's not a lot of official plans, but recently Greg has answered a couple of tweets, and it's pretty clear the show is still on his mind. Now, the first one of these tweets asked him if Season 5 was ever written. And his response to that tweet was pretty interesting, because it indicates the show has a lot more to give us. In that response, he actually says, "No, it wasn't written, but we have plans for at least 3 more seasons." Roughly. And by the time we finish those, we'll probably have plans for 3 more. The evolutionary nature of Young Justice means that we will never run out of ideas. Now, I think this is a great answer and really does reflect the show. It does make an effort to kind of move forward like real life. And real life always has new chapters to be written and new stories to be told. Now, the fact that he has seasons 5, 6, and 7 potentially planned out, to me, makes me feel like when we get this renewal, and I do believe we'll get the renewal, that we should probably hope for more than one season. So whatever plan he has in place, they can put it fully to work. Now, if this actually happens, we're going to have to wait and see. We are still waiting on some confirmation for the future of the show, but as we've said many times, the show did so great on HBO Max, I can't imagine Netflix not being interested. And this actually brings us to the next tweet Greg Weisman answered. He was actually asked if he would be open to the idea of bringing Young Justice back to Netflix. And Greg's a pretty practical guy, and his answer here is pretty clear. In his response, he said, "That decision has nothing to do with me. If Warner Brothers Animation orders more, then I'm in. Period. When it airs or streams is immaterial. It's just not up to me, which is fine." Now, this makes a lot of sense, because honestly, Greg has never had any control over where the show is aired. Warner Brothers works with a vendor, like HBO Max, and then they order the project, get it set up, and then send it to the streaming service. Greg's creation and production of the show really is not tied so much to a streaming service, but it actually being ordered from up above. Whether it would stream on HBO, Netflix, Prime, or even Hulu is really immaterial to the team producing the project. It's pretty clear also that Greg is open for the show to go to Netflix, and if Warner Brothers Animation orders more, he's totally in. So these are kind of confirmations on his intentions, but once again, the ball has been kicked back to Warner Bros. Discovery, James Gunn, and that whole crew over there. So come on guys, give us some sort of answer. We're going to keep a close eye on these Young Justice stories. I know all of you really want to get updates as soon as they come out. I'm hopeful we're going to get more news as soon as possible, but more than likely, we're going to be waiting till this summer, maybe Comic-Con, before we finally get some official news. But we'll have to wait and see.